we we will discuss the use of shading nets as a multifunctional tool to counteract environmental adversities. So this is a very general slide in order to describe that what we all know, that the increase of temperature led to a shift in the development of grapes, so that now we have an earlier bud burst, an earlier ripening stage, but also a contraction of the growing season of grape, and also a contraction of the ripening period. At the same time, with climate changes, what we can see is that we have a constant frequency of the late frosts, an increase of possible droughts, an increase of heat waves events, and more or less the same amount and frequency of autumn rain. So when it comes to risk for viticultural production, we see that we have more risk regarding late frost because the plant is more sensitive due to the earlier growth. And then we have also more sensitivity to drought and heat waves. And probably the only positive effect that we have at our latitude is that the harvest is during a drier period than before. But this is the only positive effect of those changes. So we were searching for some solution, and in the Resilvine project, that is a EU-funded rural development program project, we are working on shading nets. So in Franciacorta, in Italy, in the farm Ferghettina, working on the cultivar Chardonnay, aimed for the production of sparkling wines, we applied 4 different shading nets: a white one, a light green one, a dark green, and a black one, with different levels of shading, moving from 8% up to 30%. And we measured the micrometeorological condition, the grape condition, but also the physiological condition and the production level in such context. So regarding this first year of work, what we can assess, we checked the levels of global solar radiation under the nets, and we can see that depending on the shading level, we have a decrease between 25 and 40% of the incoming solar radiation. And this is the decrease that is good in terms of water stress prevention and protection from heat waves, and it could be also positive in terms of ripening dynamics. But we should also assess if the reduction of solar radiation becomes a reduction of photosynthesis and a decrease of production. Regarding relative humidity, we can see that there is no real change in the dynamics of relative humidity, with a small increase during night and a decrease during day, meaning that when compared with, to the not shaded control. And this is positive because we are not affecting in a negative way the canopy layer, and we are not increasing humidity. That could be a real problem in terms of plant protection. This is the same regarding the air temperature inside the canopy. That is not really affected, so we are not stressing the condition regarding water consumption and transpiration. But when you take a look at the chart on the right, you see that when it comes to the cluster temperature, when we have direct radiation, that in this case in the morning, we have a strong decrease of temperature on cluster, up to 8 degrees of difference for white cultivars such as Chardonnay. And this is a very good condition for ripening, especially when it comes to sparkling wines. So this was the first assessment on the micrometeorological condition. And when we move to the plant reaction, we see that we face changes for all the shaded plots regarding an increase of light use efficiency and a decrease of the compensation point, meaning that all the leaves of the shaded plants adapted to the decrease in solar radiation, making the photosynthetic system more efficient. And this is obviously a good result because it balances the reduction in solar radiation input. Regarding the production, we focused on the dynamics regarding sugar and total acidity and pH, and also on the levels of plant production. Regarding the dynamics, what we can see is that the control faced the stop of sugar accumulation in the last period of ripening caused by very high temperature, and this didn't happen when it comes to the shaded plots. At the same time, the white plot exhibits highest level of sugar, and is probably due to the reflection and the highest radiation, a little higher temperature caused by the white reflection inside the canopy. Regarding acidity, we had differences only at harvest with the green nets that maintained a higher level of acidity. This is encouraging, but we have also to consider that in one case we had a higher production related to a higher number of clusters due to a variability that was intrinsic of the vineyard and not caused by our treatments. Plant vigor and production were not affected at any rate by our treatments. But we have to highlight that 2023 in North Italy was very peculiar, because in April and particularly in May we had a lot of rain, a lot of rainy days. So all the stressing conditions that we are facing in the last years and that we want to address with this tool were not present at a high rate. So some of the difference we did not see are caused by the specific season that we faced, and hopefully during this year we will be able to appreciate the effect of the nets in a more consistent way. So what we are going to do this year is to check the photosynthesis dynamics, the water consumption and use efficiency, the prevention of sunburn damages, and the effects on the dynamics of ripening and the levels of production. But we also focus on the efficiency of spraying of agrochemicals, because we know that the nets that can be opened in order to spray directly on the canopy, but are a problem, and we want to assess the level, the decrease of efficacy of the spraying activities. What I want to stress at this point is that this solution is a ready solution for the market, but the success of this solution is related to the multifunctionality of this kind of tool, because it makes the tool economically sustainable for the wine sector. Otherwise, the farmer will not interested if only one or two of those topics are touched in an effective way by this kind of solution. So I leave you all the references of my group from the University of Milano, the viticultural group of the University of Milano, and the website of the project, so you can check for information on the website. And everything is, I'm done.